Am I the a-hole for refusing to let my neighbor use my pool after she tried to enforce her own pool rules? So, I, 34M, live in a suburban area with a decent-sized backyard and a pool. I've been living here for a few years, and while I get along with most of my neighbors, there's one in particular, let's call her Karen, mid-40s F, who's recently become a problem. She moved in about a year ago with her 2 kids, and at first, she seemed pleasant enough. We exchanged greetings, made small talk, all that neighborly stuff. A few months into the summer, Karen asked if her kids could occasionally swim in my pool. I didn't mind at first. They were polite, and I was usually outside doing yard work anyway, so it wasn't a big deal. But then things started to escalate. She began showing up at my door at random times asking to use the pool, and on more than one occasion, I found them swimming without even asking me beforehand. She acted as if the pool was a public facility instead of, my private backyard. The tipping point came when I came home from work one afternoon to find Karen and some of her friends hosting what could only be described as a mini pool party in my backyard. There were snacks, drinks, and about 10 people lounging by the pool, acting like they owned the place. I was stunned. When I confronted her, she just shrugged and said, "Oh, we didn't think you'd mind since you're not using it right now." I told her politely but firmly that this wasn't acceptable and that she needed to ask beforehand. Karen didn't seem to like that, but she said she'd respect my wishes. A week later, though, things took a bizarre turn. Karen knocked on my door with a printed sheet of pool rules that she said I needed to follow. Her list included no pool usage after 6 p.m. because her kids need their rest, no loud music when her family is in their yard, guaranteed weekend access for her family with the expectation that they would have the pool all to themselves. I couldn't believe it. I laughed and told her there was absolutely no way I was going to follow her rules for my pool. Karen flipped out, calling me selfish and claiming that I was ruining the neighborhood's sense of community. Now she's telling other neighbors that I'm the bad guy for not being neighborly and sharing my pool. Some have suggested I let her use it just to keep the peace. But honestly, I think it's absurd that she thinks she can dictate the use of something that isn't even hers. AITA for putting my foot down and refusing to let Karen and her kids use my pool after she tried to enforce her ridiculous rules?